Royal showdown, Queen Mary orders Crown Prince Christian back home after shocking Africa incident. Welcome to BNews. In a moment that has electrified Denmark and sent ripples through royal circles across Europe, Queen Mary of Denmark has reportedly demanded that her son, Crown Prince Christian, immediately return home from Africa following a controversial incident that has raised eyebrows at the highest levels of the Danish monarchy. What happened during the young heir's time abroad that so infuriated the Queen? And what does this mean for the future King of Denmark? Today, we dive deep into this stunning royal drama, revealing what insiders are saying, how the Danish public has reacted, and what this unexpected family rift could signal for the royal house's future. But before we unfold this incredible story, if you love gripping, behind-the-scenes royal stories and insider insights, be sure to like this video, subscribe to BNews, and hit that notification bell so you never miss our exclusive royal reports. And tell us in the comments, do you think Queen Mary was right to intervene in her son's private trip, or should the young heir have been allowed to handle things his own way? We can't wait to hear your take. The drama began quietly, as so many royal stories do. Crown Prince Christian, barely 19 years old, embarked on what was officially described as a private journey to Africa, intended to broaden his horizons, build diplomatic rapport, and gain first-hand experience of humanitarian and conservation efforts on the continent. The palace described the trip as educational and culturally enriching, the kind of real-world exposure his father, King Frederick, and his mother, Queen Mary, have always championed for their children. But what was meant to be a modest, low-profile tour soon spiraled into something far more controversial. Reports began emerging from local media in the African nation he visited, which we are choosing not to name out of respect for privacy, suggesting that the young prince had found himself in an awkward diplomatic situation. Witnesses described an incident at a high-profile charity gala, where Christian's interactions with prominent figures were reportedly misinterpreted by local officials as dismissive or even offensive. While palace sources insist the prince's comments were misunderstood due to language barriers and cultural differences, the damage was already done. By the next morning, local papers splashed headlines about a royal faux pas, and social media in Denmark exploded with speculation. Photos of Christian looking visibly tense at the event began circulating online, fueling criticism and concern among Danes who hold their royal family in high regard. Many questioned whether the young heir was prepared for the enormous responsibilities of his future role as monarch, and whether he'd been properly briefed on the delicate nuances of international diplomacy. Back in Denmark, Queen Mary is said to have been livid. According to multiple palace insiders, the Queen, who has built her own reputation on diplomacy, grace, and impeccable public conduct, felt the incident reflected poorly not just on her son but on the Danish crown as a whole. She reportedly demanded that Christian cut his trip short and return home immediately to debrief with senior royal advisors and receive further guidance before undertaking any future engagements abroad. Those who know Queen Mary well say her reaction was less about anger than about ensuring her son learns from this experience and avoids similar missteps in the future. As one confidant put it, Mary understands the pressures of life in the public eye better than anyone, but she also understands how quickly public trust can be lost if mistakes are not corrected swiftly. This is not the first time a European heir has stumbled while learning the ropes of royal life, but in Denmark, where the monarchy enjoys some of the highest approval ratings in Europe, the stakes are particularly high. Danes expect their royals to embody dignity and represent the nation with pride. For Christian, who has been raised largely out of the spotlight until recently, this was a harsh and very public lesson in the realities of his future role. Meanwhile, King Frederick reportedly took a more measured tone, emphasizing the need for patience and understanding as his son grows into his responsibilities. However, he ultimately backed his wife's decision to bring Christian home early. Palace staff worked quickly to adjust travel plans, and Christian returned to Copenhagen earlier this week, slipping quietly into Amalienborg Palace under the watchful eyes of the media. Since his return, Christian has been largely out of sight, reportedly engaged in a series of intensive debriefings and private discussions with senior palace officials. Sources say he has been contrite and eager to learn from the experience. Those close to the young prince describe him as humbled but determined to improve, and more aware than ever of the weight of his future crown. The incident has also sparked debate among royal watchers about whether the palace handled the situation properly. Some argue that exposing Christian to the realities of global diplomacy at such a young age is vital preparation for his future role, even if it means enduring some painful missteps along the way. Others, however, say the palace should have ensured he was better prepared before sending him into such a high-stakes environment. The Danish public, for their part, has been divided. While many have expressed sympathy for the young prince and applauded the Queen's firm but loving guidance, others have been more critical, seeing the incident as a warning sign that the heir to the throne has much to learn before assuming his father's mantle. Opinion polls in Denmark show a slight dip in confidence in Christian's readiness for the throne, though faith in the monarchy as an institution remains robust. Observers have also pointed out the interesting dynamic between Queen Mary and Crown Prince Christian. While Mary is known to be a fiercely protective mother, she is also deeply committed to preparing her children for their future roles, even if that means pushing them to confront uncomfortable truths. This incident, many believe, is as much about shaping Christian's character as it is about managing public perception. In the coming weeks, Christian is expected to resume public duties alongside his parents, giving Danes a chance to see how he handles himself after this very public learning moment. Royal insiders suggest the palace may even use this incident as a teachable moment, highlighting the challenges of royal life and the importance of resilience and humility in the face of mistakes. For Queen Mary, the incident also underscores the delicate balance she must maintain as both a mother and a queen consort, supporting her son while also protecting the reputation of the monarchy. It's a role she has performed with remarkable skill since marrying into the Danish royal family more than 2 decades ago, and one she continues to navigate with a blend of grace and steel. As for Christian, he now faces the daunting task of regaining public confidence and proving to his parents, his country, and himself that he is ready to rise to the challenges ahead. Those who know him best say they have no doubt he will do so, and that this experience, while painful, will ultimately make him a stronger and more capable future king. The royal family has already begun to pivot the narrative, releasing a carefully worded statement praising Christian's commitment to learning and acknowledging that mistakes are part of the growth process. The message has been largely well received and may help to soften some of the criticism he has faced in recent days. For now, all eyes are on Amalienborg Palace, where the heir apparent is quietly preparing for his next chapter, and where his mother, Queen Mary, continues to guide him with the firm hand of a queen who knows what it takes to weather storms, both public and private. As the dust settles, the big question remains: has this incident strengthened Crown Prince Christian's resolve to become Denmark's next great monarch, or has it exposed cracks that will take years to repair? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the Danish royal family remains as fascinating, complex, and deeply human as ever. So what do you think? Was Queen Mary justified in demanding her son's return from Africa after the incident, or should he have been allowed to complete his trip and face the consequences on his own? Let us know in the comments below. We can't wait to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned to BNews for more exclusive, in-depth stories from inside the world's most captivating royal families.